Turkey and Israel might announce a full normalization of their diplomatic relationship today after more than a decade of frigid relations since the Marmara flotilla incident in 2010. Remember that flotilla that tried to make its way into Gaza? Turkey's President Erdogan said that renewing relations with Israel allows Turkey to support its Palestinian brothers and sisters. The announcement is expected to include the returning of both countries' ambassadors to their position. We're now joined by one such ambassador, Dr. Alon Liel, former head of the Israeli diplomatic mission to Turkey, among his many other distinguished titles and positions. Thank you very much, Dr. Liel, for being with us.
Thank you.
What are you hearing from your sources in Turkey and in Jerusalem? Is such an announcement expected today?
What I'm hearing is that there is progress. We don't have it yet. We don't have the statement yet. If it will really happen, as the rumors say, we have to check the wording, and it has to include, in order to be meaningful, it has to include the exchange of ambassadors, because the term normalization is very misleading, because we have almost normalized normal relations with Turkey in every field you can think of: economics, culture, sport, tourism. So the term normalization will not be enough. If the two countries will say we are normalizing, it's misleading. What is lacking is the exchange of ambassadors in order to add the political dimension and hopefully, probably also security relations, because these were the two links missing, the diplomatic coordination and security. All the rest is there.
So let's talk about why now, Ambassador Liel. What has ripened? Is it the government that has been in power in the last year and changed the relationship between Israel and Erdogan, or is it geopolitical changes, including, of course, the rise of Iran and maybe some cracks in the relationship between Iran and Ankara?
Several elements played a role here. First of all, the strengthening of Israel in the region. We are having Egypt and Jordan now for 2 decades, but we are having additions of important Middle Eastern countries in the last 2 or 3 years. So Turkey sees in front of its eyes an Israel that is, in fact, an important regional player. The other thing is the new government doesn't have the scars of the Mavi Marmara and what was seen by the previous leaders as stabbing Israel in the back. So we have a fresh leadership, especially a president that was very interested, and recently also the prime minister, who saw a few weeks ago a cooperation, wonderful Turkish-Israeli cooperation in the combat of terrorism. The third factor is very interesting. Turkey, although it has an economic crisis, has strengthened its regional position since the breakout of the war between Russia and Ukraine. It's having good relations with Russia and with Ukraine, and to the point that it could mediate this food agreement, and it is having its presence in Syria, in which it recently even attacked in the last few days and bombarded, and good, I would say, even unstable relations with Iran, which makes Turkey also an important regional player, something that didn't happen before the war between Russia and Ukraine.
So I do want to ask you about Iran, because we are getting reports also that Iran might be signing, or would say yes, but to the return to the JCPOA, or just some sort of an agreement that's put forward by the Europeans. What is the role of Turkey in that respect?
I don't think Turkey has a direct role in the issue of signing the agreement, but Turkey always said that because of its long border with Iran, it can never, ever join sanctions on Iran. And in a way, this was accepted even by the Americans. And Turkey kept massive contacts, energy contacts, economic contacts, trade contacts with Iran, that gives it some standing there. Now, if we'll have an agreement with Iran, and even if not, Turkey and Russia, that are both players in Iran and have reasonable, at least.
We have 20 seconds, Ambassador.
If that have reasonable relations with Iran, are important players in Syria. And for us, I think the Turkish involvement in Syria is now very important.
Ambassador Alon Liel, thank you very much.